When I prep for a shoot, whether it's a commercial or a narrative, it's safe to assume I've already seen the boards and read the script. My brain is immediately flooded with images. And actually, one of the very first things I try to do is quiet my brain so that those images don't overpower what comes next. Here, let me explain. We've all heard the phrase, "there's nothing new under the sun." And being inspired by images is important, but there is a difference between being inspired and copying. KC Local Blend, the Java Brothers. The beginning stages of prep to me is important, and it's not just about leaning on all those images that have popped in my head or all the reference images that I find on Shot Deck or something. Prep to me is about getting away and leaving that space. Sometimes prep is best done over a cup of coffee. Prep to me is about avoiding being lazy. It's not about just pulling reference images. It's about my response to the story that I've read or the shot deck that I've seen. And there's a big difference in copying someone else's work and being inspired by, some reference images. Early in my career, I was once told by a producer that I was a little too technical. And I actually took that as a thing of pride. I don't think it's a bad thing. I like knowing what units we're using, how powerful they are, how far we can push them, what's their strengths and weaknesses. This to me helps better prepare you for when you're on set and things change, which if you haven't been in here long enough, they do. My shot designs are particular, even down to the quality of diffusion we use on our lights. This isn't about me being picky, this is about me being particular in the type of images you get from them. Look, sometimes people mistake my level of preparation with being picky, but I'm not picky for picky's sake. There's been plenty of times you show up to set and maybe something didn't make it on the truck, or maybe an HMI goes out, and I'm very quick to pivot. But if you show up with nothing, that's not being prepared. That's just reacting. I think it's way more important to show up with a plan, and if something goes wrong, hey, you're ready. You're ready to tackle it. All right, this happens all the time. You're on a location scout, you create a shot design, it all gets approved, and then it comes time to the shoot day, you show up and all of a sudden that room is no longer available. If you've ever worked in a live hospital, you know the pain. Now suddenly you find yourself down the hall in a worse room that has no windows when you plan for windows. But one of the very first things I do on every set is you walk into a room and you see what its red flags are. Does it have any windows? How tall are the ceilings? Are the walls white? What can you change? What are its strengths? What are its weaknesses? And from there you build a plan. And often you try to position yourself with the director saying, hey, could we just save this 10 degrees of the space of the room to not look? And if we can look at this much, I can make anything work within here. Or, hey, this room is better seen from the hallway, from across the hall or something. Going in with a plan is key, but being ready to pivot on the day is absolutely crucial. A huge part of prep is communication. It's the back and forth between producers and directors. It's making sure what's in my head aligns with what the director's vision is. And it's remembering that they've already called you because they like how you see things. Prep is all about taking your style and putting it into their vision. I'd be lying if I said that I don't show up to set sometimes and feel like, is today the day that they figure out that I'm a fraud? But then the lights go up and the camera's in place. And all that time I spent in prep saying, hey, I know we need this light source and this camera with this lens right here. Look at this look. And that feeling when you're at the video village and you see the image that you thought of in your head come to life, that feeling never gets old. This is why I absolutely love this industry. If you want to see more of the projects that I've worked on, you should check out stevenscgradhouse.com. Thanks for watching. Peace.